It's Friday, February 7th.
You are indispensable members of Team Canada.
Insulating the economy. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau hosting a Canada-U.S. economic summit today. They're focusing on business and investments in our country.
I got up around 7 or so. I saw, I think, 4 police cars coming back this way, and I know my neighbor saw a bunch rushing this way.
Deadly home invasion. RCMP in New Brunswick looking for 2 suspects after a deadly Thursday morning incident that sent an alert-ready message right across the province.
It's very slippery. You got to be safe.
Be careful out there. A snowstorm has caused multiple crashes on Montreal's roads like this, including a 50-car pileup on the South Shore.
Every team is different, and I think personally and individually for all the guys on the team, every year requires a different version of that player.
Ready for revenge. The Eagles hoping they can avenge their loss to Kansas City 2 years ago, while KC hoping for a historic Super Bowl three-peat. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada. Welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Hey, everybody. Lindsay is off today. I'm Teddy Wilson. Good morning.
Nice to have you here, Teddy.
Thanks.
Good
Happy
to see
Friday. Thank you.
Great to have you. I'm Kelsey McEwen. Hope your day's off to a great start.
Yes, indeed. Let's turn right to some of the headlines we're following for you this morning, and we'll begin with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who will be meeting with Canadian business and labor leaders in Toronto today. This for a summit on boosting our economy in the wake of those tariff threats from the United States.
You are the ones who decide whether your lucrative procurement contract goes to a firm in Moose Jaw or Montana. You are the ones who put local diplomacy in action.
Trudeau held similar meetings with Canada's big city mayors in Ottawa Thursday. Prime Minister saying he needs the mayors to spread the message to their counterparts south of the border that tariffs would hurt everyone. Today's economic summit will focus on diversifying trade and boosting our economy. The U.S. currently buys about 75% of all our goods and services exports. Well, uncertainty with the U.S. is raising concerns over how Canada moves our energy resources.
Perhaps in some areas we are too dependent on infrastructure in particular that flows only through the United States.
Natural Resources Minister Jonathan Wilkinson says Canada should consider the idea of building a new west-east pipeline. Some parts of the country, like Ontario and Quebec, depend on pipelines that run through the United States. Quebec Premier François Legault has said he does not want a pipeline running through the province, but in light of the tariff threat from the U.S., he's now suggesting that situation could change.
We share a common responsibility when it comes to the border. We don't want to see anybody coming up north, and they don't want to see anyone coming south, and that's the same thing with drugs or merchandise.
RCMP Commissioner Mike Duhem has confirmed staffing at the border has gone up 35% in 3 weeks. Ottawa has promised to send 10,000 frontline personnel to the border. This is part of its deal to delay tariffs from the U.S. The commissioner says it will be a mix of RCMP and Border Services agents, along with provincial police officers. One man is dead, and police are searching for 2 armed suspects after a home invasion near Moncton Thursday morning.
I heard the alert go off. I got up, and my wife said that there were 6 or 7 RCMP officers across the street. People on the community group were posting that squad cars were going up and down the road.
The incident first triggering an alert-ready message in the province early Thursday. Nearby schools were also forced into a hold and secure. RCMP say 3 people forced their way into a home in Barry Mills, just outside Moncton. A man and woman in their 30s were inside. Police say an altercation broke out, which ended with the death of one man. Police are not saying if he was one of the suspects. Investigators believe it was a targeted incident and there's no risk to the public. A new report from Moneris shows the federal government's GST break isn't making a difference in the way Canadians spend their money.
I buy the same groceries that I need, yes. And right now I'm going to be checking the Canadian-made groceries.
I don't think it's affected what I do at all.
Same old, same old?
Same old, same old.
Transactions across the country dropped by 1% when compared to the same two-month period last year. Spending was down 4%, while the average transaction size fell by 3%. However, there was an increase in spending at children's stores, while Restaurants Canada says reservations and takeout orders did go up. Data from Moneris also says Saskatchewan is the only province reporting an increase in spending during the first month of the tax break. The GST and HST holiday ends next week on February 15th. Well, Montreal today will start clearing snow from a storm that caused widespread problems on the roads there.
From the border here was pretty miserable.
It was rough driving on Highway 10 as drivers faced whiteout conditions. Provincial police say 2 people were taken to hospital with minor injuries after a 50-car pileup on the South Shore. There were multiple crashes on the highway, including this collision that left a semi in a ditch. Drivers heading out for the morning commute are being reminded to keep a safe distance and clear the snow off their cars. Not clearing off the snow could result in a $100 fine. Well, it was also all hands on deck at Canada's busiest airport during a day of tricky weather conditions.
As soon as it's kind of hitting on the radar, we're out there trying to get ahead of it.
Crews were out clearing the airfield at Pearson International Airport as soon as the snow started falling in the morning. They're responsible for clearing an area the size of 3,300 NHL rinks as planes take off and land every minute. As morning snow turned to freezing drizzle, the focus turned to de-icing planes. This weekend is expected to be a major challenge for the airport, with 5 to 10 centimeters of snow in the forecast. Well, as we all know, the Super Bowl is coming up on Sunday, and Travis Kelsey is hoping his family are all on his side this year.
I mean, I would hope she didn't have the split jersey this time. Philly reeled in my entire family on this one. I think she'll be wearing red. I think everybody outside of Jason and Kylie are going to be wearing all red.
So 2 years ago, Travis faced off against his brother, Jason, when Kansas City played the Eagles. In the big game, their mom famously wearing a Kelsey jersey that was half Kansas City and half Philadelphia. What a great mom. The Eagles are looking for revenge for that Super Bowl 57 loss when they play in New Orleans on Sunday. You can catch all the pregame hype, the game, and postgame reaction on CTV and TSN.
You never thought about the Super Bowl? I wasn't thinking about no Super Bowl for sure. We was thinking about the best verse and how we gonna split this $5 at Church's Chicken or something like that. It wasn't no Super Bowl.
So Kendrick Lamar says performing at the Super Bowl was the last thing on his mind when he was starting off in music. But here he is now about to become the first solo hip-hop artist to headline the halftime show. We do know that Lamar will have SZA on stage on Sunday as well, but he's keeping his lips tight about any other possible special guests. Well, this superb owl has made her pick for this weekend's Super Bowl. There you have it. Butters, that's the Toronto Zoo's great horned owl, is going with Kansas City to win a three-peat. She nailed it last year as well, picking KC over the 49ers. Before that, her track record is a bit more spotty, though, calling it wrong in 2021, 2022, and 2023. Not very scientific. So this year, we'll find out if she's really getting wiser with age, or if it's just random.